Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 18 of Stellaris as the Chinor Stellar Union. Just before I start, I just want to say that I haven't really played this campaign for quite a while now. It's almost been a couple of weeks. I have been playing Stellaris. I've got another campaign on the go that I am further through than this one, which I'm kind of using to learn a little bit more about the game. But there's two reasons why I haven't really been playing this particular campaign. First of all, because I got the game before release and I was really excited to play it, I actually recorded quite a lot of videos in advance. So the reason I did that is because I thought, well, if the video series ends up being really popular, I can put out 2, 3, 4 videos a day. As it happened, his video series hasn't really been all that popular, so I've just gone down to 1 video a day. And as a result, I had a huge backlog of videos to put up. And the second reason is that because of playing my other campaign, I have started to notice a few little bugbears and a few actual bugs that nothing game-breaking, but certainly stuff that can potentially affect your enjoyment of the later game. Now, I stand by what I said in my review. I still think Stellaris is an excellent game and I've been having a lot of fun playing it and it's very, very addictive. But it does still have a few issues that need to be ironed out. Luckily, Paradox are working hard on that. They are producing patches. There's even a list of free updates that they are working on, which are going to not only fix issues, but add new content and adjust mechanics in the game. So what I was trying to do was hold off from recording for as long as possible to give Paradox the chance to fix some of the bugs within the game. But I think overall, it should be playable enough. So what we're going to do is first of all remember what was going on. So I believe these guys down here, these are the Arasian Directorate. Now they are my vassal, and we've also started this sector up here. We'll call this the North, and of course we found a few other people. And we're actually discovering quite a lot of the other aliens that are within the galaxy. We'll go ahead and unpause the game. I can't actually remember exactly what I was doing, but we will go ahead and continue on. So we do know that we've got a few things down here that we could possibly clear out. Some space amoebas and a crystalline entity. And it is worth killing these things because it does allow you to do research. Now, where are all of my science ships? We've got the Githian, which is all the way up here. Complete. There we go. We've been doing some upgrades. Debris analyzed. There we go. So this one is... It still hasn't solved that problem yet with ships having the wrong name. Oh, they're on the here is the right name. But when it says what they've finished doing, it usually throws a bit of a wobbly and gives the wrong name. Not sure whether they've sorted that out. But it's the CUS Carston, anyway, which is being piloted by the one and only Lucas Campbell. And we need to go and do some of these... Well, I guess we should actually get on and do these anomalies here. Well, not anomalies, they are... We've actually got the wrong ship selected, which is weird. This is one of the problems it has, the interface. Sometimes you click on a ship, but it doesn't take you to the ship that you actually want to look at. So yeah, let's carry on actually just doing the surveying around here. I think we cleared most of these out, with the exception of that amoeba down there, which we might want to do. Our ships are currently where and doing what? You're heading back down to the homeworld, are you? And then we'll probably take you over here and clear out some of these amoebas. That's fine then. We'll leave it on fast speed for now. We've received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire that call themselves the Nakjlax Combine. Okay. Well, they're very interesting looking race there. I've been authorised to bring you greetings. As long as you stay out of our internal affairs and treat our great leader with reverence, I see no reason for our diplomatic relations to sour. Okay, so, like most of the aliens you tend to meet randomly, they are relatively indifferent. Now that our construction ship's not doing anything right now, what were you doing? You were working on building things within the sector, which is fine. Now, we could go and build some mines on these minerals, but there's not an awful lot of point to doing that because our mineral income isn't all that bad. The thing that's a problem here is our energy. Might be nice if we could go and get this star over here. I think what we will do, and there's nations declaring war on each other, there's more debris analysed. Just before we do anything else, I've just paused. There's a nice little cluster of stars here that have some useful stuff. There is a planet there, it's an ocean world, we can't colonise that. But it might be nice if we could grab these 2 stars here, because there's a decent amount of beryllium on both of these. So I think what I might actually do is send the construction ship over to these and actually build ourselves some frontier outposts. And what we can actually do with those frontier outposts is give them to the sector, and then the sector pays for them and I don't have to. So now we definitely have the... Is that another science ship? We've got the Githian there. Yeah, they still say the wrong names. If you look as I mouse over them at the top, it says the science ship CUS Dorgash, which it isn't, it's the Githian. That's this one here is the Shadowhawk. So you need to go and survey these systems, and at the same time go and get the debris. So what's the other one that we have? This one, yeah, that's the Shadowhawk, that's the Karsten. So they're all busy off doing things. We've got a lot of science ships right now.
Research complete.
Building things on the surface. We have finished some research. That increases our border range by 10%. Now just have a quick look and see how that has affected our borders. So they've stretched a little bit. I don't think we've picked up anything particularly new. We could go and grab Jumla here, and we could go and get some extra energy from that. We wouldn't get an awful lot. What you've got to remember is building a mining station costs 1 energy per turn. So, like here, if we look at this planet, we can see that we have, well, this system. There's something here that could give us 1 energy. Yeah, so we've got this moon around here, which is Dramana 3A. And that would give us 1 energy credit per month. However, a mining station would cost us 1 energy credit per month. We wouldn't actually be making any gains. There's no point doing that. Building one over here, though, we have a net gain of 1. So that's not a terrible idea. Let's look at our next science anyway and see what we can get. So we could unlock the alien pets. That's quite a quick one to do. Increasing our naval capacity by 10% is nice. Also being able to colonize continental worlds. Now, one thing I have learnt from my other game is that being able to colonize more quickly is certainly a useful thing. You can grab more planets that might be more useful to you. But because it's quite a cheap one to research, I think we're going to go for the naval capacity. Having a good fleet is certainly a useful thing. Let's make sure that we've got this running. So we've got our first squadron here. You guys, I think, can... I don't know, we do have stuff around here that we would like to get rid of. Not sure if we want to go down there, but we could probably go and clean out these amoebas and stuff. Now this is our second squadron. You're actually back home, that's fine. We're still nowhere near our cap at the moment, as in terms of fleet size. So let's go ahead and let's get another destroyer or 2. We can certainly afford a couple more destroyers, so that's not a problem. We have got some surveying complete, so let's go and have a look at this. You didn't find anything interesting there, so go and survey that one. Construction ship has arrived where it was supposed to. So if you could build a frontier outpost there, that would be fantastic. Now, I have seen a lot of people asking this question on various forums and on Reddit and things like that. Basically saying that, can you remove frontier outposts once your borders have naturally expanded to the area? Well, let me just pause up for that. The answer to that is yes, you can. So, for example, if I was to build a frontier outpost here on Roganoin, yeah, sure, why not? And then I was to go and colonize Gamma Draconis here, it's quite possible that my border from Gamma Draconis would be large enough to encompass all of these star systems, including Roganoin, which means we could remove the frontier outpost. Now, the only issue is, you can never really tell by clicking on something how much it's giving you. It's like this one here, this star system, this Kandori here. This is a frontier outpost. I have no... I mean, obviously, I know that these borders here belong to the outpost because it's to the extreme east of the map. But I have no idea on this side. Like, for example, if I was to remove this frontier outpost, would we still have access to Guram? Where is the border range of this planet of Larbo, this star system? Now, the green dotted ring is just sensor range, but this is one of the things they are going to add in one of the future patches. They're going to make it more easy to tell exactly how big your borders would be from a particular star system or from a particular frontier outpost, which is a really good thing. We've unlocked some better armor. That is fantastic. Now, what do we want to go for next? Plasma thrusters might be useful. Give us some better sublight speed and a better chance to evade. Means we'll have to do some more upgrading, but we do have a scientist who actually gets better research speed on industry. So maybe we could go for engineering facilities, which would increase our engineering output, but although that's not too bad at the moment. Maybe mineral output's not bad either. Everything's pretty good. I think we'll just go with the plasma thrusters for now. I think that'll all be fine. Let's make sure we just keep the game running for a little bit. So we'll go down and we'll deal with these amoebas and crystalline entities and stuff. It will give us some more debris to scan. I don't usually run with 3 science ships, actually. We are going to struggle a little bit for building extra frontier outposts because it does cost, even though we won't be paying for it once we turn it over to the sector, it does actually cost us 100 influence points just to build the thing in the first place, which is quite expensive. Another little issue, which again is something that they are talking about solving, is when you actually go, if you manage a sector, so we've got a sector here, if we manage sector, and I can't do it at the moment because I don't actually have any influence points or enough influence points to do it. But if you actually remove a sector, if you remove something from a sector, it costs 25 influence points. It doesn't cost any influence points to add something to a sector, but it costs 25 influence points to remove something from a sector. The problem is, it doesn't wait until you hit finish and then calculate the cost. You can sit here and click something and unclick it and click it and unclick it and click it and unclick it while the game is paused, and each time it'll cost you 25 influence points. So they are supposed to be fixing that as well. So there are quite a few little issues that need sorting. So let's go and deal with these guys. We have got some space amoebas over here. We have got a scientist who has been given a level up. That is fine.
System survey complete.
So you can already see we've got an upgrade to the fleet. It's not going to actually cost anything, which might be a little bit of a side grade. Now, one thing that I have found with the auto upgrade system is it's not always that useful, because what it tends to do is just it gives you the best stuff that you can get as in terms of your highest tier technology, but not necessarily the most useful stuff for the particular enemy that you're fighting. The Shadowhawk has finished whatever it was doing there, so if you could go and research that project. There's actually a couple of bits of debris here, so let's queue both of them up.
System survey complete.
And we've got the Carsten has now finished whatever it was doing, so you can probably go and survey this. So yeah, the issue that you've essentially got is you might have, for example, if we engaged more stuff, or is that our science ship? No. So you might have, for example, the 3rd tier of missiles, but you might have the 1st tier of kinetic weapons. So when you auto-build a ship, the auto-build is going to use your explosive weapons because they're tier 3. It's a better tech, they're better weapons. But the enemy you're fighting, your direct neighbour who you might be constantly at war with, they might actually have really poor armour, but a lot of point defence, which means that kinetic weapons would be far more effective than explosive weapons. So sometimes you do have to ignore the auto-build recommendation and just custom build the ships to deal with the actual situation. Lucas has died at the age of 101. Well, you had a good innings there, Lucas. So we need to get a new scientist. We need to get a new Lucas Campbell. Research speed, new worlds. Research speed. Well, we'll get someone who has a spark of genius. Oh, we can't even recruit a new leader yet because we don't have enough points. We'll have to wait till the end of the next month, then we'll do that. Let's go ahead and take our fleet and move, make sure we have the right fleet selected. Let's move down and clear these guys out. But we did get some debris analysed. There we go, we can do it now. So let's make sure we go and get ourselves a new science leader. And you are going to be Lucas Campbell II. Wonder how many we'll get through before the end of the campaign. And you are going to be rocking this science ship. Now then, what were you doing? Were you doing anything? You were researching that, surveying the system. That's fine. Onwards. Keep building up to our fleet limit. We're still not quite there yet. Did we just lose? No, that was Lucas. We know we've engaged another fleet. Let's go ahead and build... let's go ahead and get a few more corvettes. This is another thing as well, another issue that they're talking about fixing, is at the moment, corvettes do seem to be quite overpowered. There was a thought that, a school of thought some people had, which was, when you get to a certain size ship or a certain level of tech, well, that's a lot of nasties, that all you need to do really is just build your biggest ship. So you don't build corvettes once you can build cruisers, don't build cruisers once you can build destroyers, don't build, or whichever order it goes in, don't build destroyers once you can build battleships. The problem is larger ships really struggle to hit smaller ships. That's the problem. Battleships can actually have fighters, and fighters are useful. Now who are we losing? We actually lost a general. That's fine. We'll leave that for now because we're not actually running an army. So what are you doing here? You are out and about in this end of the galaxy. Well, we'll go and survey this system because there is some debris there. I'm also oh wow, everybody's dying. Foundation Afro the Third has died. Afro, why do you keep dying? Governor. And we still can't afford a new one. We are losing so much influence. I'll replace you later, Afro, assuming I remember. So, construction ship is finished. That's fine. We've now got this thing here. So, let's go. We already made some energy credits from that as well, but we want to go and give this to the sector. Now, we can actually add to the sector. That's free. That doesn't cost us anything. So, we'll go and manage sector. And what we can do is we can actually add this planet. And we can add this one. And we can add this one. And we can add this one. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get enough border range to grab that one, and I would like to do that. So we'll finish doing that. Now, luckily, that isn't actually costing me anything right there, because it's all gone to the...
System survey complete.
So we're now getting 4 influence instead of 3, because this has now gone to the sector. What we are going to do there is build mining stations, though, because that's nice and easy to do. The Carston has finished surveying, so let's carry on surveying. People have also suggested it might be nice to have some sort of auto survey option, so that you don't have to keep manually moving your ships around between the star systems. Not a bad idea, but what you've got to remember is the AI sometimes can be pretty dumb for doing stuff like that. I mean, if anyone's ever played Civilization 5 and you've used the automatic workers, the workers can be pretty dumb sometimes, and I understand it's nice for people that don't like min-maxing, people that just want to be able to put things like that on automatic and forget about them, but at the end of the day, it's a strategy game, and a certain level of micromanaging is expected if you want to get anywhere with it, so... But it wouldn't be a bad idea as an option. There we go. Our naval capacity is now increased by 10%. We could unlock Tundra World. That could be useful. Form Federation, I don't think we need that too early on. Now, these things here, these amoeba flagellas, these are actually strike craft. So they're like a type of fighter. And fighters can only be used in defense platforms and battleships. Now, that was something I just remembered, actually. What we're going to do here is the Tundra World, I think. In the last video, I was trying to remember, or trying to discover, how you could actually build a defense platform. Let me just... destroy these guys, and then I'll actually sort of show you. There we go. So those guys are destroyed. Let's go ahead and get these guys back to the home world. So what I discovered was, if you actually go and look in your ship designer, you can see you have the ship designs for a defense platform and a defense station. The defense platform is pretty much just a gun platform. It's relatively small, the one that I've got at the moment. It does have a subspace snare, which is good for slowing down enemies from jumping around. Then you've got the defense station. These things are a lot larger. These things have fighter wings on them, although you can go and change the hangars to other bits and pieces, put different slots on them. So you can actually configure them. And again, there's quite a lot of configuration options, so you might not necessarily always want to go with the auto best feature on these. But I couldn't work out how to build them, and I've now discovered what you need to do is go onto the construction ship, and you need to select the build military station option, and then you'll actually get a pop-up like this that gives you the option to build either the platform or the defense station. And if you've got various different builds, because you might have more than one of each. If you've done some custom ones, they will all appear in that list. So at least that's one mystery solved. But now I've reminded myself that I was doing that, and I'm thinking, well, why was I doing that? I was obviously going to go and build a station around for something, and I can't remember the reason for that. The Shadowhawk has finished whatever it was doing. You were surveying, so let's go ahead and grab this debris. So you want to research this project and research that project. We're going to go back to Earth. We can grab ourselves a... We need a new leader, don't we? What are we doing? That's right, it's because we lost Afro. So we will go ahead and recruit ourselves a governor. Now we can afford one. Leader experience gain, food plus 10%. That can only be useful. Let's go ahead and grab you, sir. And you are going to be... Foundation Afro the 4th, I believe. Just making sure I've spelled everything correctly. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll put you in charge of Earth, although we might actually... Not Earth, this is Chikora. I'm not playing my human campaign here. Though what I might have to do is think about moving you to one of the other planets, because I think our homeworld is pretty well sorted. Everyone's relatively happy here. Looking at Schlurg, we've still got one tile. I love that planet name, that is awesome. We've still got one tile that we need to clear. A lot of surplus food here. And this is another thing people have been saying, is that there isn't really much of a bonus from surplus food. So that could be useful. Now, what have we got here? This has some surplus food as well. I guess we could definitely go ahead and get a research station here. Let's go ahead and build a science lab. And here we'll probably just build ourselves a mining network. Do have to be a little bit careful. We don't have a huge amount of energy credits coming in, so we'll have to watch that. Let's go ahead and just get these ships upgraded. Now, another thing that I've learned as well, which I really should do more often, is I should split my fleets up when I upgrade them. This is something that I learned from my other campaign. If you have all of your ships together in... one spaceport, when you try and upgrade them, it takes ages, so split them up and move them between spaceports, and the upgrade will be a lot quicker. That is, of course, to make sure that you have spaceports that have handy little modifiers on them, so you can build modules on spaceports that increase the weapon damage from ships that are built there, or reduce the upgrade speed, reduce the upgrade cost. So obviously you might want to get all of your fleet done at that station. But you can still split the fleet up and just upgrade half of it at a time. The thing is, if you've got 100 ships and you tell all of those 100 ships to upgrade, if it's 99% complete and you have to scramble your fleet, then none of them get upgraded. But if you split the fleet in half, you can upgrade half at a time and still use the other half. So it does make more sense doing it that way. Lucas, you've got a 22% failure chance here, but we will try and get you to research that anomaly. You might pull it off. But we are over the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to end the video here. Hopefully now I'm sort of getting back into this campaign a little bit more, and I can remember what's going on. Should be able to speed things up a little bit. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Stellaris. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.